Hello, everyone. Hannah here, coming to you from San Cristobal, Mexico. We got in yesterday morning after an overnight bus ride, and I am super excited to be connecting with you. However, I've decided to record this not live, just because of internet connection. I'm learning it is not as reliable as I was accustomed to in San Francisco. So thank you guys so much for bearing with me as you've been maybe feeling or noticing my business has been shifting quite a bit, partially because of desire, right? Wanting to be a little bit less attached to the phone or internet, and at the same time, just not having as much of reliable Wi-Fi, which has actually been okay. And the reason why I wanted to come in here and talk to you all is because I can't imagine running my business this way 1 year ago. I would have been so anxious if I wasn't constantly on the internet. And so I want to talk to you guys a little bit about maybe why you're still experiencing anxiety in your business, in ways that you can overcome that by just shifting some of the things that you're doing daily and strategically in your life and your business, so that it's no longer the where is my next client coming from? I need to be working all day, every day in order to make connections. I need to be constantly posting in other people's Facebook groups. I need to be chatting with people online. I need to be convincing people to get on breakthrough calls with me, right? Like, that is not a sustainable or really enjoyable business model. But I think it's a place that a lot of us start. And so I want to talk to you about the things that are in place that have alleviated my anxiety and made this actually the dream business and lifestyle. Because I can definitely remember laying awake at night, wondering where my next dollar was coming from, if anyone was reading my blogs, why no one was engaging on my Facebook group, even though I was doing all the things, right? Like, I was super connected. I had daily routines. I was practicing mindfulness. And this video is not to deter you from continuing to show up, to do the work, to focus on your mindset. But at the end of the day, like, results and systems are what actually alleviate my anxiety. And I think will do the same for you, because we can be in our own heads for way too long and feel like we're doing it, we're doing enough. And I see you putting your blog posts out there. I see you showing up in Facebook groups. I see you creating great content. But what the big game changer is not another deep breath always. Sometimes, sure. But again, that is not the focus of this, because I know mindset is important, and I know self-care is important. But again, results and systems are actually what you need to alleviate your anxiety. So where do we start? Okay. You guys know I'm going to break down 3 things for you today. And the first one, you've heard me tell you before, but I cannot stress enough the power of in real life experiences. You guys, like getting out of your laptop, getting out of your apartment, getting out of your head is so freaking powerful. And even if that's just like going to a meetup to meet new people and practicing introducing yourself, like, that is so amazing. And it's going to help you remember and reaffirm, like, this is what I'm doing. I'm all in. And so going to things in real life, showing up as the leader, as the entrepreneur, as the business owner that you're striving towards, or projecting yourself to be in a couple of months or a couple of years, is powerful. It's going to grow your network. It's going to grow your confidence, and it's going to give you those cookie crumbs or those breadcrumbs to the next client, to the next podcast interview, to that next thing. And so I cannot stress enough the power of going in real life. And you guys, show up as the expert. Quit going to meetups like being the listener or the person in the audience. Start showing up with expertise. Act like, or say, act as if you are there because you just want to meet more people, not because you actually need to know how to monetize your passion project or because you want to learn about SEO. Show up and give value, even if you are in the audience. And that is such a major shift that, again, is going to grow your confidence and is going to show and attract other people to be interested in what you're doing, so that you're so that you're never hustling or chasing and convincing people, but they just see you, okay, in real life as that person. Excuse me, a little frog in my throat. So go in real life, act as the expert, even if you're in the audience. Better yet, host a freaking workshop. People, I tell my clients this all the time. I don't care if no one comes to your first workshop. the momentum that it's going to create for you to be prepared to host a workshop is amazing. Because first of all, you're going to have to organize your thoughts. You're going to have to know what is the title of your workshop. What are the 3 points that you're going to be sharing in that workshop? Again, you don't have to have like this amazing script or like the most world-changing content. Yet you do need to be organized and again, have that mindset and that work behind you. And then you're also going to make a big freaking deal out of creating a workshop or hosting an event or even like a book club, you guys. Like market the fact that you are positioning yourself as a leader. Create images on Canva, create a Facebook event, Eventbrite, Meetup, like get this all over the internet so that, again, people can be seeing you as an expert. And when people do show up, because I've never actually had no one show up to any workshop, even though I tell my clients, like, I don't care if no one comes. Like, people always come. And guess what? The people that come are so invested and they see you as a leader and they become clients, and that is momentum. Those are results. Actually giving people value, giving them those 3 content pieces in your workshop, and then inviting them to stay connected with you, whether that's joining your Facebook group, your email list, or getting on, getting in your program. Right? So number 1 way to alleviate anxiety in your business is to get off your computer, get out of your apartment, and go do something in person. Whether you show up as an amazing participant or you decide to host a small workshop and market the heck out of it. Okay? You've heard this before. I've got blog posts about it. I'm happy to talk to you about just launching that first small workshop, because for me, that was so powerful. The shift from that person who was like, yeah, showing up. Okay, hi, I'm Hannah. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with my life to being like, hey, I am an international business coach and these are the things I know. And sharing that even, first starting with 5 people and then 8 people and then 20 people. And then, now it's like when I show up for an event, it's easily a $8,000, occurrence for me because I get clients out of my ability to show up and host workshops. But you got to start somewhere. Got it? Show up IRL. Number 2 is to have a system in place. Okay. Right now, your system might be to run a Facebook group and chat with everyone in the group. How is that working for you? Okay, maybe you've gotten some clients from it. I've definitely gotten clients from doing that. It does work. But again, when you don't want to be on the computer all of the time and you're anxious about why aren't these people getting back to me? What did they think I said? Like, did I sound silly? Why aren't they, like, you create all this head trash when you don't have an automated system. So I would love to know, you guys, let me know who has an automated system right now. Whether that is Facebook ads, a webinar, an email sequence, a podcast advertisement, something out there that is being automated. Because at the end of the day, you are only one person, and I want you to be living your life. I don't want you to be creating systems and funnels that require you to be, okay, that's just not the way that this is not the way I'm going to encourage you to do it. So you need automation, okay? And also, I've been skirting around this issue for a long time, but it needs to be like, I need to be honest with you guys that right now, 2018, digital marketing, online entrepreneurship is a paid game. If you really want to be playing at the level that you see other people at, or you want to be at $10,000 to $20,000 consistently as your base revenue each month, you must be paying for advertisements. And you guys, Facebook ads work. It's an amazing way to be bringing new energy into your group, into your email list, into your life, into your conversations. They work, and I know it can feel like you're being bombarded, but we are like the 1% of people that are coaches, entrepreneurs, consultants, service providers, online instructors. Like, our algorithm is so skewed so that it feels like everyone has a webinar out there. Lots of people in our space do because they work. Yet, I don't want you to be overwhelmed with the idea of like, great, I have to go create some competitive webinar and it has to run, $100 a day in Facebook ads. And then I have to create an amazing email sequence to go after it. And then I have to be following up with all those people and be consistent, every single day with providing them with some value. That's not true. Okay. Really, you just need one piece of great value, whether that is a blog post, a Facebook group. You can run ads just to your Facebook group, a webinar, a checklist. Like, I do highly encourage you guys to do it because it's working. And this is what is allowing me to run my business. This is the second thing that's allowing me to run my business without having Wi-Fi every day, which I could not have imagined a year ago because I was doing so much organic outreach and I was talking to every single person in my Facebook group, and I was like physically going in and sending them emails and the things that they asked for, the things I thought they would need. And I just can't do that anymore. And I don't want you to be like stuck in that place or at that level of entrepreneurship. So automate. Create a system so that you have reliable leads showing up. And that does work by creating a piece of value, getting them on your email list, and then starting an automated conversation. Whether that's a couple of emails, or whether that's buffering some Facebook messages once they get in with you, or maybe you can identify the gems that take your webinar or that show up to your event or whatever, and you can be talking to them in an automated way. Okay, you guys, drop your questions about this because I'm not going into specifics because I know each of you is going to have a very different plan. So let me give you some examples to maybe like spur some thoughts for you. So one of my clients has a book on Amazon. It's a great, place for her to be like gaining momentum and people engaging with her, finding her topics. And in her ebook, there's some links. Like she hyperlinks, because you can do this in Kindle. She hyperlinks some places where that you can engage with her, and ultimately you get on her email list. And then she's got like 10 automated emails that relate to the book that these people are reading. Okay. That's not the status quo. That's not what everyone's doing, right? We know a lot of people have webinars. We know a lot of people have Facebook groups. But for her, that wasn't her place to shine. So she's using Kindle direct publishing and her book to engage people in an automated way. Amazon hosts it. She doesn't have to worry about it. People find her book because she used the right keywords, and she's getting more and more, you don't need to be the top seller, but she has like hundreds of people each month looking at her stuff and then choosing to click and engage and get more value. And I start the conversation with her with email. I encourage all of my clients to use ConvertKit. If you guys have questions about email automation, just let me know. We can definitely do a deeper dive into that. Okay. So that's one thing that you may not be thinking about, like using a Kindle direct publishing hyperlink to get people to continue engaging with you in an automated way. She does absolutely nothing. She wrote the book. It's there. People join her email list. And then, of course, on your emails, there are call to actions to join her program. Okay, that's a cool one. I personally run ads to a webinar. This is a little bit more of a, traditional route, but guess what? It works. And I consistently have new clients coming into my business every single month. We're going to talk more about how that exactly works in number 3, but for, that works. Run a webinar that's speaking to your clients' pain points or their dream life, and give them amazing value. At the end of the webinar, give them a call to action, whether that's booking a call with you, joining your group, signing up for your program, drop your links. Like, that works if you're saying the right things, right? And so there's a lot of strategy that goes into Facebook ads as far as targeting and budget and keywords. Yet, if you guys have been listening to any of my other content and you know about the dream life and the real life list, you are going to know those things that people need to hear from you, and you'll be able to be speaking their language. Again, if you guys aren't familiar with the dream life and the real life list to accelerate your content and bring you like inspiration easily, let me know. I will be sure to share more information about that. So one way, Kindle books. Number 2, running Facebook ads. And then number 3 is to engage in influencer marketing. Now, this one isn't exactly a system, yet it's a huge piece of my strategy and all my client strategy to be engaging in collaborations. Whether that's getting tons of podcast interviews, Facebook Live interviews, guest blog posting, co-hosting a workshop, like so powerful. Again, if you've been listening to any of my stuff, influencer marketing and collaboration is amazing, but you need systems behind that, because you can't just show up for a Facebook Live and, say, hey, I'm Hannah, come join my Facebook group, love you, right? You need to be having continued conversation in an automated way with those people. So this is what I do. and I would encourage you to do, and a lot of my clients are also doing this. So let's take podcasting as an example. It's amazing. Okay. It's another one of those things that just works. So be interviewed on relevant podcasts. And at the end of the podcast, you are going to offer the audience, the listener, some sort of gift, some sort of way, again, to stay engaged with you. And what I do is I actually take a webinar that I used to run ads to, like a different piece of content that is not my Kindle book, that is not my Facebook ad, but it's a different piece of content. And whether that's a simple checklist or another training you have or something, then so I use WordPress. And so I go to Pretty Links, which is a WordPress plugin, and I make a new web page for every single podcast that I create. So let me back up. On my website, I have this page that has this training, this video that's different than my book, that's different than my ad. This training is on this landing page, and it's dreamlifeisreallife.com/CYOL. Okay, so when I was on the Create Your Own Life podcast, I just changed it with Pretty Links to have that slash, so that when podcast listeners listen to Create Your Own Life, they're like, wow, Hanna created this special for us. It makes sense because she was talking about these topics on the podcast. I'm going to go check out this /CYOL training that she has. Then when I go over to Entrepreneur Under 25 podcast, I'm going to change that Pretty Link. Okay, this is a WordPress plugin. You could use Bitly. I don't love Bitly as much, but Pretty Links is an amazing resource for you to set up. Okay, great. People are going to go get this training. And then on that training, they have an automated way to engage with me. They can schedule a call with my team, or they can see me on Instagram. Do you understand how I don't want you guys to be working for free? Okay. Don't be creating all this new content and stressing over what does this audience need? What does this ad be? Use what you've got and strategize in a way that you can automate and systemize your outreach. Okay, so number 2 is a big one, but it's all about systems. And I could go on and on about the systems I currently have, but I think that it's important for you guys in this group to be considering. Do you want to use Kindle books? Do you want to use Facebook ads? Do you want to use influencer marketing? What is it that you can create an automation around? Okay, let me guys know what you're thinking about, what you want to be creating, how you want to be engaging people, even when you are at the beach, because that's what's happening here. And again, clients do come when you automate these things. It works. That's all I can say. All right, so you guys still with me? Number 1, show up in real life as an expert, be a leader, practice that confidence, fake it until you make it to the workshop presenter position, and then make a big deal out of the events that you do host. Number 2 is create systems around content, automate messages, automate conversations so that people can gain that know, like, and trust factor. And if you are still doing enrollment calls, make sure that they are to a point where they know exactly what that enrollment call is going to be about. Okay. No more of this, wasting your time. I do these free things. We could just chat, we can hang, we can gossip. No, create an automation around an amazing piece of content that leads people to where you want them to be, whether it's directly to an enrollment, whether it's to a breakthrough call, whether it's to, whatever paid thing you want people to do. Because I'm telling you, results, getting out of your head and actually being in a strategic business model are what is going to alleviate your anxiety. Okay. The third thing is building a team, or at least delegating some things. So a huge way to build that confidence and alleviate anxiety is to have other people depending on you. And I know that can sound kind of counterintuitive. Maybe you're not in a place right now that feels like I could hire a full-time person. You just don't see that revenue. Yet, I want to remind you that you need to be playing at the level you want to be. Because if you're playing at the level you're actually at, you're just going to stay stagnant and stuck. So for me, I hired my first assistant way before I thought I had revenue to have a team. Yet, I realized that how valuable my time was. And if I could pay someone, some hourly rate to be doing administrative things, to be cleaning up some graphics for me, to be sending out some, to be maybe scheduling these automated emails that you're going to be writing. I could be focusing my energy on higher level things and growing my business at a way accelerated rate. And having that person hold me accountable, right? Like, although she was my assistant, yeah, like I had to communicate with her. I had to be like staying true to the projects that we did together. It was no longer like, I'm going to nap today. Like, I don't have to do that video. It's like, no, like my assistant is like, has this email ready for me. I've got to have the content for her. So can you understand how building a team can help you alleviate stress? And there are so many ways to build your team. You could, hire a coach even. That's a way to build your team, to, again, just have that accountability, to have that person that's like every week going to be calling you. Or if it's like finding a college student that needs experience in copywriting, like hire them or give them an internship. You might not even have to pay these people. But again, like starting to build a team, you guys. Right now I've got about 8 people on my team. And that's one of the ways that I can be offline for days on end, because I know that I have trained my people. They're inspired about my mission. They know the things that we need to do every single week in a systemized way, so that, even if on Monday I'm offline, I know that my assistant is going to be sending out the podcast that I pre-recorded. And so for me, it's really powerful to have like a weekly routine, to have my assistant, to have, other team members, my engineers, my moderators, like, no, exactly Monday. This happens Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So even if I don't have my hands on the keyboard, things are getting done. And I'm able then, to focus on those higher level things, like getting my results, my clients' results. And again, when you can focus more on the content that you create, the service that you provide, and less about the anxiety. Am I good enough? What should I do next? Have I emailed people enough? Where am I going to start my next conversation? Like, those questions get you nowhere. And so the sooner that you can just say, hey, assistant, I need you to be engaging these people on email sequence. Hey, I'm going to schedule this podcast with you. Hey, my web designer, make sure that we have new blogs coming out every other week, whatever you can do to delegate and create a schedule around your business, so that, again, it is not the stress and the anxiety, but rather it's results and it's production. I was talking to a client about even just time management. And, if you don't have a team yet, let's take it back to just time management, because, she was setting aside okay, on Mondays I work for 5 hours. I didn't get my stuff done. And now I'm anxious because I didn't set aside any more time. But Monday I should have done everything because I had 5 hours. Have you guys ever felt that? I worked all day, but I still have more to do. And I didn't plan for this. Start scheduling your time for results. So don't say Monday I'm going to work 5 hours. Say Monday I'm going to schedule a podcast and I'm going to record a live video. Okay, whether that takes you 5 minutes or 5 hours, get stuff done. Create, share. I hope you guys noticed that none of these 3 things to help with your anxiety were looking at other people's Facebook groups or posting your soul story in 7 different Facebook groups. By the way, we see that. Okay, you guys, when you copy and paste the same vulnerable post in 5 groups, I literally log in and I see Joe Schmo posted Joe, and it shows me that you just copy and pasted. So stop doing that and start creating systems, value, and get off of your freaking computer. Okay? That's where your anxiety is coming from. It's coming from comparison and spinning your wheels and taking deep breaths. Okay, I love deep breaths. That's just not the point of this. I appreciate mindset. It's so important. But just as much as meditation and visualization is going to support your mindset, so are results and productivity. Are you guys with me? Okay, so quick recap. In order to overcome anxiety in your business, first and foremost, you need to get out of your own head. And I think the best way to do that is to go to things in real life, showing up with confidence, even if you're faking it until you're making it. And then I want you to start hosting workshops. And again, I don't care if nobody comes, I'm going to make a big deal about it. And I want you to have great content lined up, outlined in a Google document and shared so that you're getting some feedback, okay, from your coach or from a client that can be yeah, that's really going to resonate. 2, create automations, whether it is a Kindle book, a Google ad, a Facebook ad, a podcast that plays every single week, an email sequence that follows up a Facebook group invitation, okay? Automate. and create really inspiring and engaging content communication that doesn't require you or a chatbot to be messaging people all day, every day. Email automation, following content works. You just, go back to your heaven or your dream life and your real life list to make sure you're saying the right things. And then number 3 is to number 3 is to create a team and to get accountability and delegate the lower things that are stressing you out, that are making you anxious, right? If you aren't a graphic designer, go to find someone that can help you and let them be in their zone of genius so that you're not stressing out about trying to conform to all these different things. Like, even if automating your email sequence stresses you out, hire someone to do that. A couple of bucks an hour will get you out of anxiety, and it's going to hold you accountable because now you're a leader. You're the CEO. As soon as you start bringing people on to help you, you are a CEO. And that is a feeling that will absolutely abolish anxiety because you've got people helping you, people believing in you, people moving you forward, whether it's automating a sequence or creating social media images or giving you feedback on your worksheet. Quit trying to do it alone. That is so much anxiety. And you're never really going to advance if you cap yourself at right? Like, you are your biggest bottleneck in your business. So the faster that you can start delegating and paying people to help you, the faster you're going to get into results. And results do not make us anxious. They make us celebrate. They make us remember how awesome we are. And I do want to give you just one last piece of mindset work. I said, mindset is great. Meditation is helpful, but it's not everything. But if you are basing your worthiness on numbers or money, that's going to make you really anxious as well, because the amount of money in your bank account means nothing to me. The number of likes you have on your Facebook posts mean nothing to me. You need to feel smart and productive and like you're a leader with amazing content, no matter what those numbers say. And so the sooner that you can start basing your worthiness on something more like results or impact, influence, change, like your own health might improve once you get into productive routines and you're seeing results. So base your worthiness on the smartness and the wits and the creativity that you already have. And think more about, how can I share this more widely? How can I reach more people, as opposed to how much money do I have? Where's my 20K month? I'm only smart when I get a new client. I'm only inspired when I have a payment, right? So I know that you guys know about mindset. I know that you are worthy no matter how much money you earn, but consider getting out of your head and into real life, automating some freaking systems in your business. And then thirdly, delegating and creating a team to help you overcome anxiety. And if you guys have questions, whatever questions you do have about anything I just rattled off, please let me know. Send me an email. Hannah@dreamlifeisreallife.com is really the best way to reach me. I am not spending hours on social media replying to messages. I am not scrolling around looking for your messages as much. I'm here for you in the group. I'm here for you on this training. I'm here for you via email to answer your questions and keep you moving forward, because I know that when you get the feedback and you get the next steps, this is when we get out of anxiety into productivity and we realize the mission. Right? Like, once you are actually out doing things and you see progress, you see momentum, that is when you realize that your dream life is your real life. So keep growing. Consider these 3 things. Let me know what questions you have. And I will be back very soon for another training from somewhere else in Central America. You guys, remember to keep checking my Instagram stories. That is somewhere that I've been posting a lot of our travels and the exciting things I'm finding in the world while still running and growing my business. Okay, we are not just treading water. We are growing a business because I've engaged these 3 things, and I want you to do the same. All right, talk soon.